Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
A guy would come in and say, hey, you should stay out of women's business when you're literally selling hair care products for a living to women.
No, I'm talking about business. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I think you guys are blowing this maybe a little out of proportion.
You should just...
Hello everyone, what is up? We're back because LAMH Huntsville has returned with its new season. Well, I guess technically it's not, they have this weird thing on the OWN network where they divide their seasons up into like two parts. So even though it's a new season, it's still part of the old. It's really weird and complicated, but anyway, it is back after its 3-month hiatus. Let's just say it like that. So this is season 6, episode 16. So you guys, I've been waiting for this because I love LAMH Huntsville. Out of all the franchises of LAMH Huntsville, it's my favorite. So let's get started. The episode starts with everyone talking about something major. And we see news reports from the Huntsville news stations that none other than Kiki was doing some illegal stuff at a Home Depot, using her child to get some lock, and then she left so abruptly that she almost hit 2 cars on the way out. So if anyone sees her, call the police. That's what the news is saying. But then we roll back to just the regular scenes, and we are introduced to Tiffany's baby. She gave birth, such a blessing, and Melody comes over to see her. She's actually the first one to go see the baby. Okay, so then Tiffany mentions the Kiki incident to Mel. Now remember, Tiffany didn't really like Kiki anyway, but this is shocking. And Melody seemed a little bit weird about the situation. She didn't really want to talk about it, and says, well, you can't believe everything you see on the television, which I'm sure that was some sort of subliminal message. But Tiffany is worried about the brand, who she surrounds herself with, which is understandable. I mean, would you guys like to be associated with a lady who's on the news because the cops are looking for her? Probably not. But Melody says, well, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. So that's pretty much it. And then Tiffany says that she would like to do a baby reveal party. So she asks Melody to record a video of her doing a video invitation that she's going to be sending to everyone. So then we see Courtney, Stormi's husband, going to meet Marsau. They quickly talk about the $100. Courtney says that he doesn't like that Marsau checked his wife and that the $100 was never mentioned prior to the event. And Marsau was trying to explain that it was. So then Courtney, he goes straight and says, why are you always coming for the women? He says you should focus on your business, not women business. But Marsau says, well, you do realize that the Black Expo was my business. I'm organizing it, and I was bringing up something that had to do with that. So Courtney says, well, then tell your wife to come to talk to my wife, not you. And then Marsau says, you're telling me not to worry about women business when you're out here selling women hair products for a living. I was like, damn, that was tough. I mean, yeah, at least he's working, Marsau. Don't be that tough on him. But you see, I am in the minority on this one because I think it's unrealistic to act like a man and a woman can't talk, especially when it comes to a business setting. Because remember, Marsau is kind of right in the sense that the Black Expo, it technically was business. So it's not about man, woman, husband, wife. This is strictly business. But anyway, we move on to Kimmi going to go visit Latisha. Latisha's staying at that smaller place for a while until their house gets ready. Kimmi is done with all her treatments. She shares that with us, so that's great. She's now just simply recovering from all of that. So then they start talking about that explosive lunch. That was the last episode that we saw a few months ago. First, they mentioned Tiffany, who, remember, she was upset that she wasn't a part of the Black Expo. Tisha says, well, she isn't even part of the comeback group, and I still don't know what she does. And Kimmi says, if somebody gave me $1,000 for me to explain what Tiffany does, they wouldn't give them to me because I can't explain it. So that makes 3 of us, because I don't even know what Tiffany does either. But again, these are the people that are around her, so they don't know. Then they talk about Kiki. They are also surprised to see that she was on Crime Stoppers and that apparently there was a $1,000 reward for someone to turn her in. But Tisha is just hoping that she's not back on the pills. Okay, so then we see Martell, and Mr. Chris Fletcher goes to pay him a visit. Chris tells Martell that he isn't too happy that Martell subpoenaed him and his wife, Nell, to go to court. They're kind of pissed about it. Then, after that, Chris basically tells Martell that he needs to hurry up and get out of the house. Because remember, Martell is staying in one of the houses that Chris is selling. But Martell starts going off like a child. He says he has no place to go. Chris should be a friend to him and not be so tough. But I don't think Martell realizes how the real world works. Because he's had 8 months to find a home. And he hasn't. And I don't know why he's acting like Chris is his responsibility to find him a home. You were a grown man with children. Time to grow up. This leaves me thinking that when they were married, the one who probably took care of everything must have been Mel. Okay, so moving on, Kimmy and Maurice are having some fun. They're at the park and they're riding their bicycles. That was kind of cute. And then they stop to talk. Kimmy tells him about Tisha getting into it with Tiffany at that lunch, about the $100 that Marsau asks Stormi the night of the event. Maurice says, well, we paid, but Kimmy is claiming that the first few vendors didn't pay. Once they realized how many other people were coming, that's when they started to charge them. So Kimmy is a little bit suspicious of what Tisha and Marsau were doing with the money, so she seems to be on Stormi's side. So then Kimmy starts to talk about some yoni egg that she had and fell. So she wants to get another one since her libido is very low. But then Maurice says the rudest thing. He says that it's all mental. He doesn't believe that the medication is making Kimmy not want to be sexual. And that is just so disrespectful, so inconsiderate. He did not come across as a supportive husband in that conversation at all. Okay, so then we see Courtney and Stormi at the warehouse. I hope she's not delaying them orders anymore. But Courtney is telling her about his conversation with Marsau. They talk about these $100, which I'm tired of hearing, y'all. And Stormi tells him about the lunch that she had and she got in a fight with Latisha. She says that she feels like Marsau is putting a battery on her. And I don't know. I mean, I don't understand why every woman can defend her husband except Tisha. But anyway, they also talk about the Kiki incident. Courtney didn't really know about it, so Stormi showed him on the phone what the news was saying. They're shocked. But Stormi, according to her confessional, says that she wants to be supportive of Kiki. So we'll see how that goes. So finally, this is the final scene of the episode. Melody goes to Kiki Jabbar's house. Kiki says that she just got out of the hospital. She had some back pains. Melody gives her one of her shirts that I guess she sells. So Kiki then starts to talk about her book that she wants to put out, something about poetry, her weight, all the things that we don't care about right now. So finally Melody tells her, so many people have been sending me videos of the Crime Stoppers. And she mentions that Tiffany told her that she was worried about the brand, them being around someone who was being charged. And then Kiki says, charged or accused? And then we see to be continued. But they did put a disclaimer saying that to this day, Kiki hasn't been charged of anything. But I still think it's very weird. So I'm curious as to how this story is going to come out. Because, I mean, for them to just out of the blue come up with you were stealing at Home Depot when you were giving your son a lock. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of confusing. But anyway, that was the end of the episode. And we got the preview of what's to come this season, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty good couple of episodes, you guys. So I am really excited about the rest of this Love and Marriage Huntsville season to come. But as far as this episode, I enjoyed it just because it was like we were just catching up with these people because we haven't seen them in a while. But what did you guys think of the episode? What did you think of seeing everybody back? What did you think of this Marsau and Courtney conversation? Whose side are you on? And finally, about the Kiki situation. So please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.